Hey, how's it going everyone? This is the Anime Man. So today I'm going to talk about a story or a piece of news that I'm sure you've heard from a lot of anime YouTubers already, just because it's just such a huge blow on all anime and manga lovers like ourselves, and it's almost an inconvenient truth that nobody knew about until now. A few weeks ago, a man by the name of Henry Thoreau, who is known to be the first American animator to make it into the Japanese anime industry as an animator, talked about his experiences living in Japan and being a Japanese animator. And to put his opinion into a nutshell, he said, "It is hell." He actually got into the studio that produced some really famous anime series that I'm sure all of you guys know. He actually worked on some series including Akatsuki no Yona, Tokyo Ghoul, and even Naruto the Last Movie. So you know this guy's a real deal. But the living conditions and the work conditions that he was experiencing in Japan forced him to just absolutely break down and finally told the world what is going on behind the anime screen and behind the creators of the animations. Now, before I move on with the story, I want you guys to quickly go onto Google or just go onto whatever search engine that you have right now and look up what your minimum wage is for your country and for your region, because it's obviously going to differ depending on the country, right? Alright, you got it up? Cool. Now listen to this. The minimum wage in Japan right now is anywhere between 664 yen and 888 yen. On average, it's about $7 US per hour. Now, animators in Japan get paid frame for frame. It is a locked, fixed wage. For every frame of animation that an animator draws, they get paid $1. $1. Now, it's said that an average animator in Japan draws up to 5 frames a day. In other words, they get paid $5 a day. $5 a day. Not only is that absolutely absurd and they can't make a living off of it, but it is also super illegal. The minimum wage in Japan, like I said before, is anywhere between 667 yen and 888 yen an hour. Per hour, not per day, per hour. And these animators are only getting $5, anywhere between $5 to $10 a day. You know there's something wrong when college students and part-time workers are making way more money than these full-time animators who are not only experiencing terrible work hours, but have to be in the workspace at all times. In other words, they can be called at any time if a deadline becomes close or they're not going to make the deadline at all. In fact, there have been stories of some animators actually committing suicide from just the terrible work conditions that they have been experiencing in these big anime studios. And to be honest, that's super disheartening, because all of the manga and all of the anime that I have been enjoying all this time have just been, people have actually, blood, sweat and tears have gotten into this work, and they're not getting the recognition and they're not getting the rewards that they deserve. And let me tell you right now, drawing is not a necessity. Drawing is a skill. And these animation studios are treating it like it's a necessity, like you have to do this. They're treating it like it's a sweatshop. And they don't realize that drawing is a skill. Like, not everybody has it, and people should appreciate that these people can draw and animate like they can. It's not something that should be taken for granted just because the anime medium has just gotten so big and so popular. They can't do that kind of stuff. It's not right. Now, one quote I'm going to use to kind of sum up his whole interview that BuzzFeed gave him was when the BuzzFeed asked if his experience was worth it, all of this stuff was worth it, which he answered with, quote, "When I was working as an animator in New York, I could afford an apartment, buy stuff, and had time to live a life. But the artist inside of me was screaming at the fact I wasn't making really high quality feature films and series. Now everything about my life is utterly horrible. However, the artist in me is completely satisfied." See, that's super interesting, and I think that is the reason why there are so many Japanese animators who are still living in these terrible work conditions and just terrible pay, which is pretty much just straight up slavery in a first world country. Paid slavery in a first world country is, you think it's unheard of now that we're in the 21st century, but it happens. Who would have thought that it happened so close to home, especially to my home? To think that, animators out there and, manga artists out there are being slaved to, do something that not everybody can do. and have been taken granted of is just super disheartening, and it's disgusting, to be honest. It's interesting that Thoreau actually said that the artist in him was satisfied even though he's living a horrible life. Just goes to show that, you know, these animators are not doing it for the pay, but they're just doing it for the passion and the love of animating and drawing. And, you know, I kind of have mixed feelings about that. Like, yeah, it's cool to like follow your passion and everything, but like, you know, there are people who are committing suicide from this kind of stuff and are absolutely not making a living off of this kind of stuff. And, you know, like, it's, I guess you can say it's expected to, if you're following, to become an artist and all that, but if you're working for a big animation studio company like the one that Henry Thoreau is working in right now, then you should be able to make a living off of this and, you know, kind of be appreciated more. Like, there are just so many things to say to him, and there are so many things to say to the animation studios that are doing something totally illegal and getting away with it is absolutely disgusting. Let me know what you think about this, guys. I'm pretty sure you guys, if you guys are an avid anime and manga reader, you know, you'd think the same. You'd think that these people need to be appreciated more, and these guys deserve so much more. I don't know, I really want to do something about this, guys. I mean, the only thing I can do right now is to make this video and let you guys know if you haven't known about this, and just to kind of give you guys brain food about next time you read a manga or you watch an anime. Just remember that there are some people out there who are just absolutely living horrible lives just to give you guys entertainment. Like I said, the only thing I can do right now is to show you guys this inconvenient world and to truly show you guys the true price of anime. Like, what you know, we take things for granted and now we know, and yeah, it's disheartening. It really is disheartening. Anyways, guys, thanks for watching. As always, like, favorite, enjoy, subscribe for any banner. See you guys next video of whatever I make. Keep watching anime. Johnny!